going on, everybody? This is your boy Uncle E. This is the EBL Experience. On the right of me, I got Dr. Tibbs.
Hey.
And on the cross of me is Lady B.
What up, what up?
And a very, very special guest in here. West Bank, let's stand up. Let's show some applause. We got my boy, my main man, B Savage. What's going on with you, big dog?
What's up,
Yes,
beautiful
sir.
people?
Yes, sir. B Savage, what's going on, bro? How you feeling? What's been going on? What's new?
Man, trying to turn this pandemic into a bandemic, man. Trying to stay on the grind. Yeah. Trying to stay on the grind, cuz.
I feel that. I like that.
I like that.
I gotta
like
use that. Can I use it?
You can use that.
Don't
man.
sue me for copyright. Shit. Well, we're very honored for you to be on the show with us. Like I told people earlier in my barbershop, West Bank making moves. You feel what I'm saying? And it's about damn time that we, start doing our thing. So we welcome you and we do appreciate you.
Definitely.
Word.
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all having me, man.
Yes,
For
sir.
real.
So Brent, Lady B,
What up?
what's on the agenda, baby girl?
What's always on the agenda? First
Come on.
and foremost,
Okay.
we need that little known Black History fact. Ernest.
Oh man, all right.
It's February.
Yeah, it's
Black
Black,
History
History
Month,
Month,
right?
so don't be
History
coming
Month.
with
So you
no
gotta come
Rudy
with
Poo
it.
ass Black History facts. We need the real deal.
All right.
We want to learn something today.
So here we go. I don't know if y'all know this, right? But y'all ever heard of the song by Billie Holiday called "Strange Fruit"?
I haven't.
No.
You?
Nah.
All right. So "Strange Fruit" was written as a poem by a Jewish person from New York, from Harlem, New York. But it was written about basically lynching in America. So "Strange Fruit" was as strange fruit hanging from the tree is basically saying like when black people was getting lynched and hung from the tree.
Damn.
Right. So Billie Holiday was even banned from a lot of white clubs and everything from even singing it. So
She was probably banned because she was black.
black Billie Holiday, they want her to perform, of course. But that song, that was You feel what I'm saying? That was made white people feel uncomfortable. When you make a white person
Everything
feel
made white people feel uncomfortable.
I mean,
Facts.
So she
think
was,
about it in the forward. It's how you make white people feel uncomfortable, though. You feel what I'm saying? But
Right.
if y'all actually listen to the song, listen to the lyrics, I think y'all would be like very surprised. I mean, I don't want to sing the song and
Don't.
all, but
Don't sing it.
I got vocals.
Oh, I know. E, you know I know. You know.
But I do want everybody to go just listen to the song, Billie Holiday, "Strange Fruit." Listen to it, look it up, learn something. And that's my Black
We're gonna
History
give it-
fact.
We're gonna give it a play.
Give it a play.
Yeah, we're gonna give it a play. Definitely. So we wanna kinda ask B some questions,
Let's go.
as a successful black man, I like to know, how did you come up with Educated N-Word, and like what inspired that message for you and to put it on a t-shirt and just
Man, I get this question. I get this question a lot, which I appreciate it, because it kind of let me know that people are at least interested whether it's good or bad.
Right.
But the Educated N-Word thing came about, man. Actually, man, I was working. I mean, to make it funny, working for white folks made me become an Educated N-Word.
Right.
So basically what it was, man, at the time, I felt like every job I had, in a lot of cases, man, I felt like I was the smartest person in the room. But in typical form, if you talk to enough people, bro, that work, you know what I'm saying, that work for companies now, man, you'll hear similar stories like, you're the best person for the job, but they'll bring in the neighbor. You got to train them up to be your boss,
Right.
typical stuff like that. And just to give you, like, that pretty much was what I was feeling. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like I was being attacked at the end of the day, because for them, all they saw was, man, a big nigga with tattoos. That's
Right.
just what you
Right.
saw. So
Right.
you wasn't gonna never let me be the face
Right.
of your company. You wasn't gonna give me. You was gonna give me enough to keep me there, but it
No
never was
recognition.
gonna be a situation for me to feel like I was in a situation where I felt like I was actually growing, man. So, man, one day I was actually at work, and I was looking for a clever way to kind of get my boss' attention without losing my job, right? So when I went
Gotta
through
keep
the,
that job.
You know
I
what I'm saying?
mean-
Because at the time, like, if you ain't got a plan B, it's kind of hard to talk shit when you ain't got a plan B because you
Yeah.
still got the responsibilities after you show your
Right.
ass.
Right,
After,
right.
you know, whatever go on, you know, you still got the responsibilities. So
Right.
I was like, let me do at least enough to ruffle their fucking feathers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I was sitting down, I was going through the process of educated Negro, and I was like, it sounds too strong, too direct. So then the N-word thing came because if you ever look it up, that's how they abbreviate it. So I knew if nobody else got it, they would get it because it's like, you always hear white folks say, why we can't say the N-word? Why we can't say the N-word?
yeah.
So it was my way of saying like, look, I don't like being called a nigga. I don't even want to be addressed as a nigga. But if this all you see when you see me, and I ain't got no choice but to deal with it, just know you're dealing with an educated one this time. And that was the premise of, you know, where I was coming from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the crazy part, man, when I made the shirt, I didn't even make it to sell it. I made the shirt just to wear the first chance I got to wear it from my boss.
Yeah.
First day off, I made the shirt, came up with the design maybe in like July. I didn't wear it until October.
Right.
How much I'm working the fuck out of me.
Right.
So I wore the shirt. The dude see me with the shirt on and like, man, where you get the shirt from? So I'm like, man, it's my design. So he was like, you sell them? The hustler in me was like, yeah, but I'm sold out.
Yeah.
So the dude was like, man, take my number. When you get some more, bro, I'm going to buy one.
Yeah.
So that night I went home and I'm like, well, shit, that dude like it. Maybe some other people like the shit. So I was like, let me order a couple. Can't hurt. I ordered 40 shirts. Week later, I called dude. He pulled up. Pull on side the road. Now, naturally, coming from the promoter world, it's easy for me to come up with captions and promote and do that.
Right.
So I said that I lied to keep it 100. I'm like, man, this is the first shirt from my new T-shirt line, you know, BS brand tees, and I made all that shit up in the first caption.
Yeah.
And I had 39 shirts left. They all sold the same day.
Damn.
So at that point, the first sale was like, well, I already been kind of popular. A lot of people know me, and I do good business, so people naturally probably just show love. So I ordered 100 shirts.
Yeah.
They went in like 2 days. So after that, I was like, well, look, I don't know what I'm on to, but fuck it, I'm going to run with it until it run out. And the shit just never stopped. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know, and like I said, man, it was a blessing for me because it wasn't nothing I planned. I was kind of learning as, you know what I'm saying, as I was growing, you know what I'm saying, I'm just learning, I'm on the ropes, I'm on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, fuck it, I'm going to wing it because I was just making so much money. To where I was like, I sold my first shirt officially November 3rd. I walked off my job December 19th.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it was a cool job. I was making I made I think 71,000 that year or some shit. So it wasn't like which was
Bullshit job. You know?
right. It was
Yeah,
pretty good
yeah.
money for,
Right.
but I was putting in so much time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it was one of them things where I was like, man, look, step out on faith. I always felt like people always looking to hire you. That's just my logic. So getting a job ain't necessarily hard. You may not get the one you want.
Right.
But honestly, how many of them do we like any fucking way? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We just know we got like who like their job. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So in my mind, I'm like, look, if this shit crash, fuck it. I know I made some good money. Go back to work. It is what it is, man. And the shit just never stopped. And I always felt like I was just an entrepreneur at heart.
Yeah.
So it was an easy transition. But yeah, man, that was like the premise or the basis of where it came from and why I did it. And even to this day, man, it sell like crazy. And I have people who challenge it, naturally black folks, because that's just what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I understand that some people just don't get it because I don't think they kind of understand the message. Naturally, when you see the
Right.
shirt, you don't have no definitions in front of you. You can't have that conversation. So for you, it's
Right.
like, man, why would I call myself a nigga? I'm like, well, shit, why would your boss call you a nigga? Because your
Did you-
boss call you a nigga every time you're in the fucking room. You know
Right.
Do
what
you
I'm saying?
find
And
you
there you
find
go.
that
You know?
it's more so older people that
Man,
challenge,
believe
not
it or
our
not,
generation?
Believe it or not, when it is older people saying it, it's probably some of them that's probably more in into education. They was into that world. But the typical older black person who understands just that slavery movement, they get it like a motherfucker. It actually be younger people. Man, it'll be younger people who kind of like they done been groomed. Because that's one thing about our people, man. Like we didn't allow white folks to kind of put us in this box. Like, you not educated unless you done got a degree.
Right.
Or you got this certain
Yeah.
level of education. And we'll brag on that shit. Because I even had somebody post one time like, man, if you don't have a degree, you don't qualify to wear that shirt. And I'm like, that got to be the most ignorant shit
Right.
in the world for you to convince yourself
Right.
of that. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, because I got more successful friends without a high school diploma than the friends I got with a degree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Right.
sometimes, you know, just certain shit just didn't fit. You probably wasn't the best kid at one time, and you just kind of fell off. So I tell people all the time, man, like it's just really understanding. We know it's just two types of white folks: white folks who get it and white folks who don't. Ain't no in between with them. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. So not to just keep running off, man. That's kind of sort of where it came from.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's been a blessing to say the least.
That's a fire story.
I
Yeah.
would really say he's a pioneer of that T-shirt game.
Yeah.
All right.
B,
Yeah.
what year this is? How many years have you been on a T-shirt?
2017.
All right. I mean, I don't know nobody like before him that was selling T-shirts with
Right.
logos on it, selling it. You feel what
Foreign
I'm
probably
saying?
was one of the only ones local.
Yeah.
I remember foreign, but I mean,
Foreign had a run. I think Jet Life kind of always, they was trying to do some branding, but I think they was just maybe getting into like apparel for the most part. They
Right.
really been turning up about the last year. But for the most part, yeah, bro, outside of foreign, you had a few people, but I don't think nobody who just kind of really,
right, and they
you could
wasn't on
even
your
think,
level.
yeah,
or some
that
shit,
just
yeah.
had really turned
Yeah.
up. So yeah, man, a
I
lot
know,
of
I know the
turn
people
up.
like that motherfucker get on my nerves. Can't stand his ass.
But you know what I like about the shirts, bro? The quality.
Yeah,
My God.
yeah.
This is 3 years old, y'all. Like
Yeah.
2 years, something
Like
like that. Years old.
on compared to everything else around here,
Yeah.
you rank supreme, bro.
Yeah.
I like the way it hugged me.
It's that tailor cut. The tailor
It
cut.
is.
Right,
That's what it is.
I could work out in them shirts.
I
like
feel
I
sexy.
prefer to work out in them shirts.
Yeah.
I feel sexy, Ted.
The morale boost.
Yeah, it's sure. I'm gonna tell you, bro.
Like-
No lie, dude. I promise you. I would honestly say, especially for men, when dudes get the shirts, naturally, the smaller you are, the more of an impact it's gonna have. It's just what it is. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
The reality of it is, when you have a tapered, like cut shirt that give you that look or that feel, dog, people don't even buy the shirt for what they even say no more. Sometimes people just come get one because
Right,
the
look,
style of
how
the
I feel,
shirt, you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? It give you that, you know what I'm saying? It give you, I'm having a day, be like, these bitches got me feeling kind of sexy, cuz, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But and it really be like that, because and again, I think half of the reason for that was, like I just told you, I didn't get into it to sell it. So when I got the quality shirts, it was naturally I was going for just something I wanted to wear.
Right.
So I went with a quality tee.
Right.
I think I can't even say if I would have went into the business model of it, I would have even chose the same
T-shirt
quality. You feel what I'm
quality,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
because for me it was like go with quality over price point, because I felt like long term, yeah, with the cheaper shirt you can make more money, but if I sold you a shirt for $25 and you only wore it one time, you're more likely not to come back. As opposed to if I sold you a shirt for $25 and yeah, my price point, I may be losing an extra $4 or $5. The reality of it is you done bought 6 shirts at this point, so I still won. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's kind of been the goal, bro. So I just literally only sell just
Love
the
it.
quality products. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the next question is mine. What advice would you give to others trying to elevate their brand?
I'm gonna tell you, man. I think it's more of like consistency, being consistent, understanding that your market is not your family and close friends. And I think a lot of us, especially black folk, we take that so personal, where we feel like if my sister or my cousin or my partner didn't support me, that is like, man, you know, fuck them, you ain't riding with me. Well, realistically, sometimes they can't afford it. They can't really afford to buy your shirt every week. They can't afford to keep up with it. And the people closest to you have the hardest time telling you the truth. So they'll just try to throw you off by, man, look, I'm good, but I ain't really trying to get it. But they may not just financially, it ain't feasible to them.
Right.
So I tell people all the time, man, like try to work outside of your close friends and family. That way it don't be personal for you. Then when your shit pop off, now it's easy for you to tell them no because you ain't doing no discounts.
Right.
You ain't hooking nobody up. Look, I got it out the mud. When this shit wasn't what it was, you didn't want it.
Right.
Now it's a thing. You feel me? And
want it.
because they coming, I'm telling you now. Because like when your shit pop off, boy, everybody coming out the world works for
Right.
the hookup, love, whatever. And I just
Right.
for me, I'll rather not make a sale if I gotta be in a situation where you feel like our relationship means you deserve a discount. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So yeah, and I tell people that, man, you gotta stepping out on faith is the biggest thing for me though.
Right.
Fuck it, win, lose, or draw. I'd rather say, look, I tried, I lost, that didn't work. Now every day I ain't gotta worry about what if. We
Yeah.
know that ain't work. That ain't
Yeah,
my
yeah,
lane.
of
Let me
course.
try something else. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So that's the advice I would give somebody.
All right. So next question is from me. What else? What's next? What you working on right now? Like, I mean, what's next for the brand? What's next for Be Savage? And what's the future holding for you?
I'm gonna tell you, man. I just recently opened up a salon right next door to my store, man. Savage Hair Studio. That's been a blessing. I just got into this digital TV service we were just talking about.
Yeah, right.
That's gonna be big, man. Like that got potential to actually overtake what I'm doing with BS Brand Tees. Like just the residual income and just the market. But I got an idea, man, that I want to do. I want to do like a soul food spot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man.
The people love
I can
soul
see it,
food.
bro.
Yeah, but let me tell you, I'm gonna trip you out. I'm gonna give y'all this first. I'm gonna drop this gem first. I never told nobody this. So, what my logic is, right? All of us kind of familiar with the typical soul food spots. I want to do a spot that's based around the meals a lot of black folk grew up on, like literally like pork and beans and pork
Boy,
chop, cream
get outta
corn
here.
and rice.
Pork and
smothered-
beans my favorite meal.
Right? Me too. That's my favorite meal, right?
that's my
my
meal.
favorite meal. So my logic
Hell
behind it
yeah.
was you don't have anywhere that you can go to that will offer you something so simple, but we all be like, cuz. Every day of the week you could literally pull up and get, you know what I'm saying, a handful of those little meals, something that's quick, it's cheap, you can feed the whole house.
Boy,
You know what I'm saying? And the options to it gonna be,
Yeah.
you either gonna get a red or grape Kool-Aid or bottled water. We ain't selling nothing else.
Red and
We
grape
gonna really make it like this, like you know what I'm saying? You
That
getting a
shit
home cooked
crazy.
meal.
I felt
on
like you
can-
stole it from
You
me
feel what I'm
because
saying?
I was thinking that shit.
So that's kind of something that got
That
something
was
in the
up,
works,
though.
man. So if somebody do this before me,
We know.
we pulling this tape up.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm on y'all
Definitely.
ass. You know what I'm
Suing
saying?
your ass.
I'm on your ass. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Definitely.
that's kind of sort of, man, what I got in work.
So B, with your hair studio, tell us a little bit more about your hair studio. So basically, like, do you employ people just starting out, or like how that go? Like people coming from school.
I would if I had the space available.
Okay.
The situation I ran into was I filled up with people who already had clientele.
Gotcha. Okay.
So naturally, you're gonna go in that. You would go in that direction because for me
Of
not
course,
being
yeah.
at work, me not being a stylist myself, right, or whatever. I'm more of a promoter. I'm more of a marketer. So my thing was, it's easy when somebody has, they have like a portfolio that I could take and say, damn, that's dope. Let me put this in front of my audience, and I could guarantee I could bring you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? More. And then eventually started to where everybody who come through, you'll eventually have them in a situation where they having that conversation like, look, B, this was a blessing, but I outgrew the shop.
Right.
Man, I got my own thing coming. And
Right,
then I
that's
bring somebody
good.
else in. So my goal long term is to, let everybody come through for a period of
Yeah,
time
yeah.
and then get their own, start their own thing.
So basically, you had a decision of where you had to choose people.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, based on so it came down to that. So
That's
I'm in
tough right there.
so I'm in a situation now where I kind of got a waiting list,
Right.
Of people like, man, if that don't work, man, I want that spot. Oh, this don't work, I want a chair.
I've never heard of a salon
But
barbershop opening up with that type of business plan.
But see,
Yeah.
and then and then it come along that you got a good heart and you want to try to help everybody, but you
Yeah.
can't.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like you don't want to tell that person no, I don't have
Right.
nothing available, but shit.
And what it is, sometimes, man, you're just being realistic to it, right? So, for example, okay, how could you, let's just say, use it for example, right? If in this, and I would challenge anybody who put people in this situation. Let's say you're a person who's starting off, right? And you're going to have two types of people starting off. People who just literally, they got it. They just had to go to school to get the particular, like the credentials.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have somebody who just started from scratch. They want to get into it. And they just don't have enough cuts or styles into their, you know what I'm saying, things. So for me, if I'm promoting you to people, I'm basically promoting that this person going to live up to the expectations. But
Right.
what if that person don't? I'm not a stylist. I'm not a barber.
Right.
I can't get there and say, well, look, let me fix this
Right.
person cut, whatever, right? So because I don't have that to fall back on, I didn't want to think about it from a financial standpoint and say, look, man, if you got your boot rental, man, I don't care who you is, you could come. I didn't want to do that. I'd rather have those chairs open and I could justify whoever working. I know for a fact I could be anywhere in America. I ain't got to worry about the salon. It's on autopilot because those are people who already had their clientele.
Right.
They were just looking for a more comfortable environment, right? Or a nicer shop or whatever. And that's what I wanted to present. I wanted to give people a situation where when you come, you like, man, that dude give us an experience. You know what I'm saying?
Going into
So when
boot
you say experience, explain that. Going more into that.
Okay,
like,
so one of the things I'm working on, right? So what I did was I revamped. It was actually a barbershop prior to me getting it. So I did a full renovation of it, right? Just kind of add some just different color schemes, went with an all black look, something clean, something that I could always flip in and out. Because at one point, like right now, I virtually have all ladies and one guy that's currently working. That may change down the line to where it may be all guys and I don't have to do much of the shop. So long term, what I'm doing is I plan on selling hair for ladies out of that spot. So another thing I'm
That's a
offering,
good
I'm
market.
so I'm working now. I'm gonna be offering like mimosas and bottled waters to customers.
Oh, yeah.
I got iPads for kids to try to keep them busy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's what's up.
While they're in the chair, just little
Right.
knickknacks like that. I'm working on having like these high end like massage chairs where you get a massage while you're waiting to get your cut or different shit like that. So just to give a person the experience to feel like, look, when you go to most shops, sometimes I think about it like haircuts used to be like $10, $15. You go to just a decent shop now, it's a $30 to get a cut. So for me, it was like, okay, how can I justify, right, a person being able to pay the boot rent that I'm asking for, but then give the customer an experience to say, you know what, I got the service. It was the atmosphere. It was drama free. It was gossip free. You know what I'm saying? Then you feel like you got your money's worth. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of sort of how we are. Black folks spend more money than anybody.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we feel like we don't get the best customer service all the time. So
Right.
that's a portion of it that I want to kind of like deliver. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean when I say the
Love it.
experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Definitely,
damn
definitely.
sure ain't never been in no massage chair in a salon. I could, you know how long you be waiting
Right, that's
to
what
get
I'm
in the
saying.
chair?
So it just lives like right now. The pandemic just got a hold on certain things I can't add right now just because of the pandemic.
Right,
so
right.
Right after we come out of that little stretch, you really gonna be able to get the full just salon experience. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be.
That's
gonna be
what's
next
up.
level.
That sounds really, really, really dope, man. And we definitely thank you for sharing all of that with us. Like we really appreciate it because as a podcast, a fairly new podcast, we trying to expand and do our thing too, and maybe
Definitely,
become
yeah.
successful Black people ourselves.
Right,
I
that's
love
what
it.
it's about.
And see, my thing is, I'm thinking about this day that we're doing the interview, and I really want to look back 5 years from now, 5 years, and be a millionaire, and we doing our damn thing and shit like that on a podcast, like we blowing up, like
Nitro.
you feel what I'm saying, like right. So I want to look back to it's always good to know where you started from.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? That
Facts.
will ground you and humble you and everything like that. Because look, we all from the West Bank. You feel what I'm saying? I think we all went to the same high school. Damn near. You feel what I'm
possibly.
saying? John, never, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the same token, I mean, that's a story you could tell people. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I remember I interviewed B Sad, man. Look at he on some Jay-Z shit now.
And the flip side of it, bro, I think for me, that's why to date, I have never turned nobody interview down.
Really?
And my reason for that is, I look at the side of it as like, okay, somebody is going to hit, somebody going to blow. So imagine a person, this show takes off, or when this show takes off, there's somebody who going to come back and watch this interview 5, 6, 7 years from now. That may lead them to my website. That may lead them to my salon.
That's
Right.
true.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's true.
So I look at it from that side of it. I don't really look at it from a me, like, man, I ain't got time for this. Because like, okay, well, what you got time for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I've just never, my thing was this, man. Like, I was broke like 2014, 16. Man, I ain't lost it all. I was gambling. I was tripping, turning up.
Right.
So it ain't really that far.
Fall,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Right.
When things was different.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm just a real one, bro. I'm just like on some shit where it's like I genuinely be wanting to see everybody win because I already know what losses feel like.
Yeah.
I know what broke feel like, and I just don't wish that on people. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
in my heart, I have a hard time. Like I'm the dude who kind of can't look at the dude on the corner with the sign saying, "Let me get
Right.
$1."
Gotta
I
stay
hate to make
straight.
eye contact because I just got a heart for it to where it's like, boy, man, it's rough outside this truck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just always been one of them people, bro.
Right.
So my heart genuine. Naturally, time don't allow me to literally be in everybody's space,
Yeah.
have every conversation.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? When I can, dog, like I'm always make it, you know what I'm saying, make it work. You know what I'm
Appreciate
saying?
that.
Well, we
Yes,
definitely
sir.
appreciate having you here for
Hell
sure.
yeah.
And yeah, I guess now we could kind of get into a little bit of the show.
And that boy Sam said he gonna stay with us.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
gonna,
we rolling.
yeah, he
Yes,
gonna,
sir.
he
We
gonna,
rolling.
Yeah.
Let's
Get
roll, Brick. What we got?
Well,
Oh shit.
as we know,
Okay.
the Super Bowl is tomorrow.
Uh huh.
Are we ready to admit he's the GOAT? Or we still not there yet?
Oh, we that what?
I think Peyton Manning
He's not
still
the
got
GOAT
him.
still? Oh, you
Boy.
still on that Peyton bandwagon, huh?
Fun time, Brick.
I'm gonna tell you, man. I've never seen a person, obviously talented,
Right.
but I've never seen a person have that much luck just run their way for so long. Like it's just a
How
time.
could you call it luck
Let me
if-
tell you why, right?
Gotta be luck.
Give you an example. The Saints, and it's not even a Saints fan outtake, right?
Right.
But the Saints virtually did everything you could possibly do wrong, and still almost won that game. They virtually won every part of that game except for just the turnover battle. Like literally,
Yeah.
they won everything, right? So take away just that moment of everybody in their mama like, you shouldn't have got past the Saints. You know what I'm saying? You just wasn't a better team. The ball bounced your way.
Yeah.
Even with Drew Brees playing horrible, if Cook don't fumble, the Saints win the game. Literally. The
I
most,
feel the same way, B.
right? So you think about that situation. You think about the odds of even Atlanta, not being an Atlanta fan, right? Happy to see Atlanta lost. Think about that Super Bowl. You virtually was up 28-3.
That's
The
crazy.
percentages
still.
of somebody coming back and winning that game, right? That was more of Atlanta just dropping the ball as opposed to Tom Brady came back. You look at the Seattle game where you just had to run the ball. That's another Super
Yeah.
Bowl he lose, right?
Yeah,
Right?
That's
Yeah.
So
true.
my issue with the Tom Brady conversation is he's literally 4 plays away, because even the Oakland game, when the Tucker Rule thing happened, right?
Yeah.
So imagine if he got 6 rings, you probably 4 plays away from only having 2.
You be thinking a lot about this
But
shit.
because I'm so much of a LeBron fan.
Oh, so
Okay.
And my argument is that's the
that
only
took a
thing you
turn.
take from LeBron. Right? Think about it. When
Okay,
somebody
yeah.
argues LeBron is virtually, you name those handful of championships that he lost. You don't think about how many he went to.
not me.
So in my situation, I'm like, well, if you can respect Tom Brady having losses, and I think we all believe Tom Brady should have a few more losses, but you're going to still, at this point, there are people who feel like just Tom Brady going is GOAT things, as opposed to looking at LeBron and saying, man, should LeBron have really went with that Cleveland team the first year? Honestly. Did he really have a chance to beat Oakland with his team injured like they was? You get what I'm saying? So you kind of put him in a situation where it was like, that's my issue with the Tom Brady GOAT thing. Because if you're going to say Michael Jordan the GOAT based on he never lost, shit, Joe Montana never lost.
4-0.
You know what I'm saying? And he played in the era where you knew 49ers was going to be in the conversation every year.
You right?
You know what I'm saying? You knew that. Like, you knew for a fact San Francisco, if they wasn't going to win it, it was disappointing. It was like, man, San Francisco ain't at least make it.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? So that's my issue with Tom Brady. Not crazy for it. I'm actually pulling for him tomorrow.
You
What?
pulling for?
the
I'm pulling for Leonard Fournette tomorrow.
I got to pull for the John Nevin alum. You feel me?
Nah, I'm gonna tell you this.
I'm pulling for the Buccaneers.
I got to pull for my.
I feel the same way about Darryl.
I
So
got
it's a
to
win-win.
pull for Darryl.
It's
baby.
a win-win. I'm gonna lie to
It's
you.
look. I know Leonard.
Right.
I know Leonard.
Right.
So it is kind of a win-win because of
Right.
course you want all your boys
Right.
to win.
Right.
But if I have to pull for a team tomorrow.
I know what you. I feel that way. I feel
I
that.
gotta go with the West Bank.
Right.
I feel like I
Wait.
gotta go with Darryl.
But that's
think I
that's
do
who
it-
you pulling for, or that's who you
Darryl
think
already-
is going
he already
to
has
win?
a ring.
He won another.
I think if I want to be honest with myself, I really don't think the Bucks team. I think they got hot and they did play some good football.
Mm-hmm.
I think the hard part about I just don't think offensively they're gonna have enough to keep up and keep scoring with the Chiefs.
So you got Kansas City.
I think Kansas City is gonna win, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm kind of pulling for the Bucks in this situation because my Leonard.
Right.
You got released from your team. A lot of people kind of threw you away like,
It's a good story.
Homie or bust.
It's a good story.
So for you to be playoff Lennon right now,
Yeah.
I would love to see that dude get a
It is
situation,
a good story.
to ride off into the sunset. And I think for Daryl done already beat the odds, dog. Of you was undrafted, won a Super Bowl last year with your team. Not even though you was hurt at the time, but you was, you know what I'm saying. He really a baller,
Right.
And Daryl done put himself in a situation now where he a good kid. The NFL, he in a situation where he can keep himself clean.
I love Daryl attitude.
He gonna have a job for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
That's one thing I can say about Daryl. I love his attitude.
Yeah.
He always had a humble, good attitude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like always, like he never was like I'm the shit. I'm better than young. You know.
Right.
He was like
He
good,
grounded. Yeah, he grounded.
very grounded.
Yeah, he
You feel what I'm saying? Never had a moment, anything bad to say about homie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I want little bro to go in that thing and give me 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I would love to see him.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be running the ball more this game.
MVP out here.
Lennon too.
And then bring the trophy to the
But
EBL
Lennon on
podcast.
fresh legs though. That's what Lennon on fresh legs.
But Daryl, you got Le'Veon Bell, and then you got on Clyde.
Yeah.
So I mean,
it's gonna be a good
it's
game.
gonna be a good.
Yeah.
I got the Bucks though.
You got the Bucks.
Yeah.
But you're just not betting against Tom Brady, or you really just think they're better than the Chiefs?
I think. Well, I think everything is pre-written already. You know what I'm
I could dig that.
So I think Tom Brady.
You
They
seen
trying to. Oh, they always did push Tom as
But
the
did you
GOAT.
see the ending of the story? So like, Tampa Bay win.
No, I'm just saying. I think Tom is the guy they want to go with. He may
I can see that
he may
shit.
retire
Yeah.
after this one. They want to write that story,
Okay.
NFL story.
Okay.
But on the flip side, you got the young cat, young buck. You know what I'm saying? The NFL like him. They like him.
I'm
got
thinking Patty taking it home tomorrow.
Pat.
Yeah, it's hard to bet against Tom, but
Listen,
I think Patty gonna take it.
I think Kansas City going to win, and the reason for my pick is I could agree with Tampa Bay defense being very, very fast, like very fast, from secondary to the linebackers. They're very athletic. Pierre Paul coming from the end. Sue coming in the middle hard.
He looking like he
very
coming
good
into his
defense.
own.
But the thing is, what hurt the Saints, we couldn't throw it deep.
We didn't even attempt.
Exactly.
Dum,
And
dum,
the weak part of Tampa Bay is the secondary. And I think Patrick Mahomes is about to test
Light
that ass out
them
again.
up, probably.
Because the first time he had damn near 300 yards in the first half against Tampa Bay defense.
Yeah.
So I don't think they have an answer for Kelsey and Tyreek Hill.
Right.
I honestly don't think they have an
So-
answer for
They came
for
back
them
in that
dudes.
game.
They came back,
They
but
definitely made it. They definitely
Yeah,
made
they
it.
made it.
but
game.
it wasn't because of Pat
I think
Mahomes
they
dropping the ball.
I think they figured something out.
You think so? Listen,
Yeah, I think they figured something out.
I just think. And if you watch Kansas City have the tendency of when they get up, they start playing around with teams. You feel what I'm saying? Like I feel like they so good. We don't gotta play that hard. And
They,
then the
they
team
need not do
kinda
that tomorrow.
Huh?
They need not do that tomorrow though.
I think.
They need not play
Yeah,
around tomorrow.
I mean, I don't want to do that against a Tom Brady
Yeah,
type
Brady
dude.
playing with house money tomorrow.
Facts.
yeah.
He definitely
Oh,
playing.
and it's in Tampa.
Because it's the
I
first
forgot.
time where he's going to be a legit
pre-written.
underdog. This is the first time if Tom Brady lose, people won't be surprised. So him going into a situation tomorrow knowing, really ain't no pressure on me.
Right.
That's
At
true.
the end of the day, people don't crown me just for making it. Just because I went in a situation where I went to a new team, first year, that's more unheard of. And I think that was the most disappointing thing when I literally watching the Saints game. And so to watch it happen that way, it was like, come on, man.
we
It
beat
kinda
ourselves.
go back to what you
Right.
said. But I'm going to tell you, this is the thing that I try my hardest because I think it'll make me lose my love for sports. Believing just like some of them theories that was
Right.
already written. Sometimes, bro, you will watch certain things happen in the game and you say to yourself, like, now I'm a regular everyday dude. Yeah, I might have played a little football here or there, but I'm sitting on my couch watching the game. There's no way I knew this was about to happen. Right? Or kind of picture this happening.
Right.
And you do this for a living and you got all these coaches and scouts and material to tell you, and you ain't got a clue. You know what I'm saying? And when you watch the Saints play, think about when the last time any of us even questioned. It got so bad to where the Saints started putting another quarterback in to throw a deep ball.
Right.
You didn't even attempt to throw a deep ball with Drew Brees. So in my mind, to even be in a situation where you like, this dude just threw 3 interceptions that didn't even go 10 yards down the field. How is that even possible? Simply because we already know y'all not gonna attempt to throw the ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Deep, bro.
And we could take everything short.
And that's what make it hard.
That's what they
you know.
did.
Rush 3, rush 4, everybody
that's what
else
they did.
stay in the middle.
Yeah, stay in the middle because he ain't getting the ball down the field. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't like it.
Fuck Tampa Bay.
Well, so ultimately, B, you got who winning tomorrow? Not who you pulling for, who winning?
man, pulling for Tampa. I'm gonna stick with that.
Okay.
Don't think Tampa gonna win, but I'm pulling for Tampa.
All right. Well, Ernest,
I'm definitely
Kansas
pulling
City.
for Tampa.
Kansas City, Tig, Tampa. You said that.
Tampa Bay.
All right.
Tampa Bay.
Lady B-U-K-C.
I'm going
All
with
right.
Patty, man. Knick-knack, Patty way.
So what's next on that agenda?
Man, so I'm glad I poured this drink before I talked about this. But,
Okay.
Chad Wheeler, the dude that played for the Seattle Seahawks, ultimately beat up his girlfriend,
Yeah.
choked out.
Black woman.
Yeah, she was black. He choked out to the level of unconsciousness. He got arrested, and then they said, he was bipolar and he was off his meds and he made bond, so
Yeah.
he's out on house arrest right now.
Oh, okay.
The Seahawks has released him, so I guess he living his best life on house arrest.
So he wasn't charged for murder? I
He
mean, for
attempted
was
for
charged.
attempted murder?
No, he wasn't charged for attempted murder. He was charged for
Domestic violence.
felony battery, assault,
Right.
that kind of thing, and resisting arrest.
You know what ticks me the fuck off about this, y'all? And excuse my language. What ticks me off is they use this bullshit of mental illness. Oh, he was
Right.
bipolar.
It's not really bullshit. Bipolar is a real thing.
No,
but I
I'm-
just don't
CTE.
like that.
I'm not saying it's not a real thing. I'm saying don't use that excuse for this.
Right. 'Cause
You feel what I'm
Ray
saying?
Rice didn't get that.
Right. So I don't listen.
Right.
I know a lot of people that deals with certain things like bipolar, and they ain't never damn near killed their damn old lady. And see, my thing is the fact that he told the woman that after she lost conscience and gained conscience, and he said, "Oh, you still alive? But you was dead." While he was eating. What type of
The crazy thing is that
evil person that
it
is?
all started because
She wouldn't bow down, huh?
he told her to bow. And
Right.
she
So
wouldn't
that's a
do
part
it.
of your bipolarness, I guess, right?
What they called it was a dark manic episode.
I'm not a doctor, but I'm not a trained doctor about this. But y'all, people possibly cannot. And then the point about it is this: all that shit with Tyreek Hill, Adrian Peterson, Hunt,
I forgot about
Ray
Peterson.
Rice, when they did what they did, Adrian Peterson with child abuse, it was on every fucking news media. Tyreek Hill with him and his old lady. Hunt hitting the white girl at the hotel after she spit on him. Also,
He just kinda kicked her a little
and who else? Ray Rice, hitting his now wife or whatever like
he
that.
got in trouble because that was on video.
Right. But see, the thing is, they was on every media getting blasted on. You got a dude for the New York Giants, the punter a few years ago, was charged with domestic violence beating his wife. How many people know about that? I promise you nobody know about that shit.
Very few.
You feel what I'm saying? And now you have this, and I did my due diligence research because I wanted to know. I didn't just want to go blast it out without doing my research. I really went on ESPN.com, and there is no topic about this shit. Nothing about this shit. NFL Network, nothing. Nobody's talking about it no more. But when a black man, and I'm not saying that these people wasn't wrong, but as a black man, how they scrutinize this shit is like white privilege. I whooped this black girl ass. And
Yeah, it didn't help that she was black.
Oh no.
It didn't help.
Did you see her? Man, look. What y'all got? Because y'all know I'm pissed about it. What y'all got about shit?
Man, every once in a while, they gonna remind you of what they think of you.
Mm-hmm. That's deep. All right.
They gonna let shit slide, and you gonna be like, "Damn, that's jaw dropping."
You don't went to the
You
ocean.
would think that something would happen to that person, but every once in a while they'll let you know, like,
You ain't shit.
Right.
you ain't
You ain't
shit.
shit.
This is what we
Right.
think about you.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all I really have to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm gonna be honest, man. I've been fortunate enough, and crazy as it may seem, it's been a low key blessing for my business, not for me, but for my business, that I've sold a lot of educated N-word shirts for situations similar to that one.
Right.
Right. Whereas like these wake up calls of like our people kind of getting reminded, right? Like sometimes you'll get caught up feeling like those people forgot, feeling like they thinking you ain't still a nigga, feeling like you just like them,
Right.
and we equal, and it's just not the case. You know what I'm saying? And I feel sorry for that sister to go through it because she could have easily went through the same batter and beating from a black guy. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Exactly.
So I tried in this particular case. I tried not to get, too racist because I feel like I could be a racist at times.
Because it's a thin line.
You know what I'm saying? And because it hurts, bro. It's like you sit there and watch situations, bro, and it was like the ultimate slap in the face for me because I done got to a point where I'm so tired of seeing every young black athlete show up to the draft party with a white girl. It's like that shit is inevitable. And I'm not saying you can't even be attracted to a white girl. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. This is what I will say. If you are a black guy that comes from a surrounding of black folk, there's enough beautiful black women for one of them you're attracted to. If you so happen to be a black guy that live in Nebraska,
I get it.
You see what I'm saying?
I see
Man,
that.
look, you need
I
love
get
from
it.
somewhere.
I
That
get
makes
it.
sense.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Cause don't tell me.
Oregon.
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
I get it.
And I'm not trying to force nobody
Right.
on you, but I just hate the idea, bro, that, you know what I'm saying, that the misconception be out there for, you know what I'm saying, if you go back and do a timeline, who's to say, that may be the first white guy she dated.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? The reality of it is what make those situations so messed up is because from a financial situation, man, we turn other
Black
cheek
people
so
still
much.
not elevating.
You feel me? We turn other cheek so much because at the end of the day, you gonna use the term bipolar, where bipolar wasn't enough to say, hey man, you don't qualify to be in the NFL no more because you can snap at any time.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because you bipolar, we gonna pull you from behind the steering wheel. We don't
Right.
need you driving.
Right.
What if you don't take your medicine before you get in this car? You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. There's a lot of things, bro, that you could have used it for. You know what I'm saying? So in my heart, bro, I just hate when you kind of pick and choose.
It's an excuse.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I hate because you have so many people that suffer with mental illness such as that, and they pick and choose.
And I done saw both sides of it, cuz not to cut you off.
No,
right?
you good.
I done seen a person somebody who I know personally, man, that suffer with bipolar. But I'm talking about, when I tell you it's a real thing, like you said, man, that shit a real thing. That's
It
just
is.
scary, bro. To see people like off their meds, man, or to see them go through.
Like switch up quick.
Man,
Yeah, like
it's
to
just
switch
scary.
up.
It's scary, bro.
I mean, the fact of the matter is that black people never get the, mental illness card as a pass. Like,
Right.
we never get that luxury. Even though black people suffer with mental illness, of course, just like anybody else, but we never get that as a pass
Even
or an
more.
excuse.
Even if you call for help, you get killed.
Yeah. So it's like it's messed up that basically I feel like he wasn't held accountable for his actions, and
At all.
right now he's facing 8 to 12 years, I think, if he get
8 to
convicted.
12?
If he
Man,
get
that shit gonna turn
convicted.
into civil like
Yeah,
every other situation.
yeah.
I mean, ask yourself this realistically though. Let's be real. black or white, when the last time you saw a man go to jail for whooping a woman ass? Go to jail.
Yeah,
Let's just be real. Yeah, for the night.
Shit, it takes.
Yeah,
For the
he
weekend.
gonna-
I mean,
Yeah.
it takes a very long time
Like, cuz.
for rape these days.
That shit
And
don't
that's
happen
true.
like that, man. Like to sit there, but I'm gonna tell you what usually happens and what's probably gonna happen. She's gonna win a civil suit.
Right.
She's gonna get a lump sum of money. And what's gonna make it even worse, we're so used to that being out. Because I guarantee if you go pull up any social media outlet that's talked about that, go to the Shade Room because they brought up and go look up that story. Look in the comments. You'll probably see over 15, 20 comments quick that say something about, yeah, girl, sue his ass to death. Get this, whatever. And we be feeling like that should be enough.
Yeah, and it ain't.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That shit ain't cool. But that's,
She
that's all it's
would
gonna
never
do.
be the same no more. And I will always be the person, and I said this on the show before. Women, but black women especially, need to be protected from black men much as possible. Because they are so precious to us. And like they
You mean by black men?
by black protected by
You said
from.
black
From.
man.
oh my bad.
You like from?
Listen.
I'm like,
No, all right, my bad. But protected
was
by
on the
black men. Not from, but by. Oh, y'all dabbing this shit. Okay. Fuck y'all.
Go ahead,
But
bro.
what I'm saying is, that really tears me up when I see, when you see the picture and you see her face, how beautiful she is naturally, like a natural black, beautiful woman, to what this fucking white man did. And that brings you back. That, like, really, like, shit hasn't changed
yeah.
on some shit. You feel what I'm saying? But, I mean, listen. I mean, it's the way of the world.
The grass ain't green on the other side.
It never will be. It never was.
Well,
Yep.
ultimately, go to jail. That's where I'm at with
Facts.
that. Go to jail. You almost killed her. That's how I feel.
Yeah, now.
So, yeah, flipping the script a little bit. It's time for this or that.
This or that.
This or that. Yeah, and
What it is?
Ernest.
Why you gotta say Ernest? My mama listens to this show. What?
We don't want no problems, Miss Shelley. We don't want no problems. So, if you could choose, are you gonna go to spring break or Freaknik?
Freaknik. I'm with Freaknik. I never been a Freaknik,
That was my
We
dream.
too young.
but it was a dream.
It was my dream.
It was
We
a
too
dream.
young. We wasn't.
It was a
You?
millennial dream. You been a Freaknik?
was-
Yeah, that shit was disappointing, man.
What?
It was.
Okay.
Let me tell you why, bro.
Was this the one in Atlanta?
I've been to the one in Atlanta. I've been to the one in Biloxi. Atlanta was a little bit more free, but Atlanta not really. It wasn't structured to where you had. You know how Biloxi got strips, right? You got a strip. Well, so Biloxi had the strip where everybody was in the same place. Atlanta wasn't really like that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You just still kind of
Yeah.
like a weekend type thing, and you go in a different
I could
spot.
definitely feel what you. All right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
you didn't get the full effect, but in Biloxi, the problem is they stopped you from enjoying it because they started blocking off all the turns. So if you once you got into that line of what is going on, that you had to drive. You was virtually in your car, couldn't get out your car. You couldn't stop. By the time you made it to one end, because you literally you were stuck, so you had to go to one end. You in traffic for like 3 hours. So you literally at the point now where this shit ain't even fun no more. Cause you like,
Right, you came to just
you know what I'm saying? Like,
for everybody to see your car
right.
and shit
So
like
the people,
that.
so the people who really benefited was more locals who already knew, like, let's park here and go walk to the beach.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So you coming in town.
Boy, the white people said,
Yeah, dog, when I tell you, bro,
"Gonna
no
teach
lie,
these
bro.
educated niggers."
I'm talking about they literally they had shit broke off, and then
Right.
they had cops at every stop. So when you so imagine in the car, if you stopped dog for 30 seconds, man, you got a cop on your ass. Move this motherfucker, keep going. Da-da-da. So, but you couldn't really enjoy
Dang.
Right.
the fucking, what was going on. So naturally, because you was already doing that,
Right.
it done got to a point now where it's like, this shit ain't really freaking, nigga. This shit a fucking
Hey.
block party.
Hey,
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
A B.
Dog, I'm talking
B.
about, man.
I don't give a fuck what you say.
Cause
I want to go still.
no,
It was my
let me tell you why. You saw the same tapes that most of us saw, right?
Right.
When they saw
Right.
3 or 4
Oh,
clips
right. I
from
see.
Elvis to this shit.
What I see.
Boy, they promote the shit out of it.
Nigga, by the time you got, now, I think at one point it was like that. At
Right.
one point you had your moments.
Right, in the
What
90s,
actually
I guess.
What happened was
That's the Freaknik I
white
need to go
folks-
to.
Yeah,
white folks
yeah,
had to kind
that's-
of got on it.
Oh, yeah,
It
that's-
kind of stopped it from being
Right.
See,
That's why it
I
was-
want the one that was Uncle Luke
Bro,
in Atlanta
that
in,
Freaknik.
in the 90s.
So you
That
want
Freaknik.
pre 96 Olympics Freaknik.
right.
Exactly.
You want
I
like,
don't want that.
You
It was 2001, and
Yeah,
I
that
don't want that
Freaknik,
bullshit.
nah, you
because you know
want-
white
Now,
people
look-
got a way of watering shit down. I
key.
want the 90s.
spring break is more like what you looking for then.
Facts.
For spring break, the real turn up.
Right.
Like,
See,
I didn't been on spring break, but I guess maybe that's why I would rather go to Freaknik because I already know that experience. So I'm trying to
what I'm
see
saying.
what
Okay.
that's like. You know what I'm
I
saying?
just the legend,
the spring break
the
one.
legend of Freaknik, just like
I know.
That's what it
Yeah,
is, bro.
yeah.
It's the
It's
legend.
the interstate being clogged up with cars
I
and
think-
every other car somebody
right.
having
T,
sex. And
Shit ain't nothing like that.
it
dog.
wasn't nothing like
I
that.
honestly
Let me tell you this.
Like you walking by, you like,
Dude,
they having
4
sex
years.
on interstate
4 years, dog.
45 or whatever they
Keep it
call
all
it.
100 in 4 years of going to that shit. I probably could name 3 things I've seen, and it was a typical a girl like bending down, like dancing out the car, might have put her G-string to the side.
New Orleans.
One
Right.
time a girl was like giving head to a nigga in the car.
Okay. See,
That's the
You feel
type
what
of
I'm
shit
that's
Tig
not what I
like.
heard. I heard the whole interstate you couldn't get into Atlanta and like everybody was fucking on the interstate and
Right.
like,
I don't know. I was gonna be.
Hey, you want to fuck?
Hey,
Yeah, let's go.
I was gonna be with. Hey, I was gonna.
like that.
I was gonna be with Uncle Luke anyway.
Fuck.
I was gonna make sure I was with Uncle Luke.
They made it seem
Don't
like getting
care.
getting
Listen,
vagina was so easy.
What I seen when I was 8, 9 years old really told me like, yeah, fuck school.
But that makes sense. 'Cause that's like 30 years ago. So shit probably was like no
Yeah.
holds
Yeah.
barred.
yeah,
Boys
that's
that
what
really
I heard.
turned up
Like,
because
Yeah.
Dog, no lie, bro. You see more action now on some. That's like, give you an example, right? When you got let's say Memorial Weekend, shit like that turn up because now you got groups of girls who going to Miami together, right? With a very small budget because they already know you're gonna be chose. You more likely to see true action happening or shit popping off because. If you got 12 girls and got in one room, right? Where you think they'll prefer to sleep at if the option is there? A nigga who she done met on the beach, who done bought drinks. You feel me? And it's, what's up, Charlie? Why don't you give me a number, man? Why don't you come crash by me? I got my own room. All go with the 12 girls. In her mind, she making a business decision. Shit, homie done bought drinks all day. We gonna be here for 3 days. If I can go live with homie,
Eat.
I'm good
yeah,
for the whole
she
weekend.
probably eat for the night. Yeah.
So like,
Damn.
and I'm telling you, I know girls who really got in that, like that's their game, like that's what it is.
All-Star break.
I'm telling you what it's hitting for. cuz.
Wild Magnolia.
That's how they All-Star break.
Women will forever win, cuz when it comes to
Boy.
shit like that.
yeah.
I remember for All-Star break in New Orleans, the New Orleans females felt so rejected because no matter town hoes came down here and snatched baby.
I don't know why they were surprised.
For real.
That
Right.
It's
what
like-
basketball players will be, the hoes will follow.
Yeah.
That part.
That's how I mean. You got girls from the city that's in Tampa this weekend.
Oh yeah. I hope they. Good luck. Wish y'all luck.
A few of them, like a few of them working. Like a few of them, I was on a few
Okay.
lives last night where they like literally like in the club, like really working.
Right.
Okay,
The
definitely.
crazy part though, Super Bowl is a different experience, dog. From you could tell that All-Star Week, the NBA is ran by niggas,
Right.
Straight up.
No.
The NFL guys.
I agree. I agree.
Listen to me, bro.
I
When
agree.
they send out, dog, it's probably different this year because of the pandemic, bro. Getting an invite for Super Bowl parties and shit, man, that shit on the whole. But that's some shit that, like, you really said this to me.
I agree.
Like, dog, I'm talking about the list will come out and it's like, oh, it's 10,000 for a table for 4 people, but it's just to sit down to be able to play. Who the fuck y'all sent this to? Like, you gotta have the wrong text. You know what I'm saying? Like, my nigga,
And you not lying because
that shit different, cuz.
when I used to, work for the alcohol company as a distributor, I had a lot of perks.
Yeah.
So the NBA All-Star, like you said, yeah, that's ran by some niggas, son, because the shit that I went through promoting shit like alcohol brands or whatever, like there's certain parties from the difference of that 1 year the Super Bowl was in New Orleans. I'm like, yeah, that's a big difference on some shit. Like the W, like the NFL when they did that shit at the W, that shit was like, you would have thought they spent like $2 million on that shit.
Dog, them people got
it was nice.
The shit they send you, bro, that shit not even realistic.
Right.
You look at that shit and be like, nigga, this is the who's who gonna be in this bitch, because ain't nowhere in the world this shit set up for no regular everyday motherfuckers. That's why I say women, if you got some hustle in you, cause quote unquote hoeing is almost a thing now, right? It's accepted. Like people not really bashing no girl.
It's becoming
It's
more
a
of
day
a norm.
job.
It's a thing. Like, think about it. Like when the last, like
It's
OnlyFans
acceptable.
and all that shit, like that shit cool, man. Like 5 years ago, you probably been a girl trying to
cool
scared
for
to
the
really
girl.
turn up. You know what I'm saying? Right now,
Minister
like
the clown.
like girls could, like you could really put yourself in any market and turn up. Like I tell women all the time, like man, if you don't have money right now, you just don't want money. Now you may be somebody who you may have more values. That you may be cool for you to say, you know what, I'd rather be broke and not be known as a whatever. But if you're a broad who like, look, bro, I gotta make sure these kids eat. I gotta make sure my lifestyle continue. It's easy to do it now, cause it's easy right now. Cause think about it, dog. Like right now, how many men gonna be able to look down on a woman? Like think of it, you a broad, right? You on OnlyFans. Let's say you making $10,000-$15,000 a month off that shit.
Right.
How many men can come look you in your face and tell you down bad or?
You can't.
You feel what I'm saying?
It's gonna be the point. You gonna give me that? You gonna pay my bill?
Not.
It's just like you can't tell a stripper to stop if you not willing to pay her bill and give her money like whenever she wants.
Yeah, bro. Game different, man. Game different. I mean, I promote it. I promise. When girls
A sexual revolution.
Like, sex sells, cuz.
We're in the midst of a sexual revolution. Well, women are in the midst of a sexual revolution.
They was sexual.
Let the
So just
revolution
wanted
begin.
to warn,
For real.
And
warn
it
you
started with
fellas.
Freaknik, didn't it?
Yes,
And-
Freaknik
And Adina Howard.
played a lot of, and the rappers, Nicki
Right.
Minaj and
Yeah. Oh,
Shaq
yeah.
Planet.
Fucking right.
They played a
Facts.
lot. In
Uncle
there.
Luke, baby.
Adina was first. See, y'all don't
You
know
right.
about
Hey,
Adina.
you
Y'all don't
been
know
up
about her.
Adina, she definitely made being sexy
Yeah,
a thing.
yeah,
She,
Okay.
she was probably the first one that promoted being a freak quote
Directly.
Right.
was like it's cool.
A
okay.
direct.
It was
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
with me.
If she could have managed to have made a few more songs,
Yeah.
she would have been alright.
I think so
She
too.
just got lost in the sauce after the 1 or 2 songs.
Yeah.
The industry.
That was the
a
gangster
motherfucker.
rap at that time.
Yeah,
That
she
was the
started
more
that
gangster
thing,
rap.
though.
What we
So-
got next, B?
Yeah, man. So T.I. and Tiny caught up. It seemed like T.I.
Y'all
always.
went
T.I. always on this shit.
Y'all
We always
gonna
talking about
have
T.I.
to really hit me to this shit.
So they had a friend who is not their friend anymore, who said that T.I. I think in 2007 put a gun to her head, or maybe it was 17, I don't know, it was something with a 7, put a gun to her head or whatever and threatened her. And then she started petitioning for these women. I don't know if let me not say she petitioned for it, but these women started sending her DMs about how T.I. and Tiny made them do drugs and then made them participate in sexual acts and that, this, that, and the third. And all these women with the Me Too thing going on basically feel like they were sexually assaulted and whatnot.
Okay.
And this one woman is accumulating all of this evidence against T.I. and Tiny, I guess for whatever reason. And right now, I think it's just accusations. No charges been filed,
no
anything like
charges.
that. I don't know what kind of proof she got. She did go take a lie detector test about the gun situation, and she passed it. Let me say that as well. That T.I.
damn.
held the gun. I mean,
That's not a surprise
That shit could
shit.
be manipulated. Right? I ain't surprised. He probably
Ain't
did.
surprised at that shit.
I'm against, and I'm gonna probably get battered for this, but I'm against anything that you could have said in a particular amount of time and you pop up, because I feel like this, right? I'm not saying that there's never been a case. Obviously, we know there's some people that have been hurt, right, and was just intimidated to step forward. Understand that. The problem is when you start stepping forward and then it seems like you kind of giving this information off to a degree where it's like, God damn, you don't sound like somebody who would have been scared to say that shit.
Yeah. You don't sound like a victim.
2017, you kind of sound like somebody who, you know what, I got an opportunity.
Right.
Let me go with my move. And you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like the Bill Cosby situation. I ain't saying he didn't do it.
Right.
But it's
God,
the time.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's almost like, man, bro, I got one thing left. You know what? This nigga did rape me back 30 years ago. They giving out money for that shit right now. Look, sign me up too. Fuck.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree with you, B, because I actually seen one of the women on live, and during that live, she was playing T.I. music, quoting T.I. movie lines and shit like that. It didn't look like it was, I should take her serious. You know what I'm saying? It was just like,
bro, that shit tough. Bro.
I was like, she clout chasing, and I'm done with this. I'm too fucking
right. My thing.
And my thing is, if you with T.I., you gonna freak. Like what you here for?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you here for? I don't have to hold a gun to your head. You
almost every
you here to be a freak. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you came behind.
They'll turn off for.
Right.
Young, old.
Yeah. Bro.
Every woman got a guy.
Right.
Who get put in the right situation.
Right.
She's not telling them no.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Straight up.
I'm just
Small percentage of women.
Yeah.
Really small.
They said Tiny the ringleader.
I mean, I don't have enough evidence to police a comment because I know sex trafficking is out there, but
It's
are
really
they on
real.
some R. Kelly shit or?
I think it was more some. They naturally swingers historically.
You're right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, are they
Yeah.
holding females against their will?
That's how they made it seem.
Because you got to
That's how
go
they making it
with
seem.
because sex trafficking is basically kidnapping,
Right.
holding against your will, which is kidnapping,
Right.
and basically like
rape.
on sorting of like I'm your pimp type shit,
Right.
and I'm selling you basically.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So if they doing that, then yeah. But if they not doing that, that means the females that's there is by their own will. But I don't have a lot of info to even take judgment on this shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't know T.I. personally, don't know Tiny personally. I know their music. I know T.I. be on this podcast doing his thing or whatever like that. But at the same token, I don't know these two people individually personal on some shit. So it would be wrong for me to be, without the lack of evidence, this and that. Now, if T.I. pull a gun on him, hey, that don't surprise me.
He
You probably
probably
piss on
did.
me off. I don't know.
He probably did that.
I
don't
I
know.
don't put it past him.
Probably
I'm
been
not
under
sa-
other circumstances.
Yeah, he might have had a good reason.
Right.
I don't
I
know.
always
But
give people.
She probably stole something.
I always
Could've
give
been.
people
Might have
this
turned her
much.
on.
Yeah. For real.
Right.
Bro, I always give people this much. When you're a person, man, with that type of money status and whatever going on, just me. If I have a young lady to the left of me, right, that ain't for it.
Right.
9 times out of 10, they're going to have somebody on this side that look just as good, just as fine, that's going to be willing to turn up. Why would I risk the problems that come with it, jail time, whatever come with it, when there's a world of people who bro, let me tell you something, bro. You got regular local celebrities, dog, that on the local status DM popping every day for girls to turn up. Imagine somebody with a true status, especially in a social media driven world.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, girls don't even, man, you can go look at certain comments and girls are just like, turn up.
I feel you.
Hit me up, DM me, let me do this to you. You feel what I'm saying? So you already ain't really got to choose. So unless you was on that rare case where you was almost like a Darren Sharper, who obviously he just was a creep on another level.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that dude
he
tripping.
was
He wanted it like you was in the wake.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like, every
Strange,
woman
strange man.
He was
Strange
strange.
man.
You know, he was like Ted Bundy. You know what I'm saying?
Because I know he ain't had to fight for it. I know he didn't.
Man, every one of those women that dude had, honestly, they would have slept with him
Willingly.
Facts.
The thing for them was,
I mean,
they would have,
no homo, but the dude wasn't a bad looking dude.
I'm just saying.
And it really bothers me on how sick people is. Like, nigga, you got money.
dude, why
Man,
did the
you
Ted
not
Bundy
bad
story would
looking.
change? Though, have you ever saw the Ted Bundy thing?
I haven't.
All right, so Ted Bundy is the reason they created the word serial killer,
Okay.
right? Ted Bundy had killed over 289 women.
Damn.
Right, this dude was in law school. He was considered a handsome white guy, but he used to be like a pickpocket. So he used to do shit like pickpocket girls and bring this jewelry and shit to his girlfriend, shit like that.
Right.
He ended up flipping out one time. He wound up going to this sorority house, wound up killing all the girls in there, whatever. Started kind of from there. His thing was he used to want to sleep with the girls while they were dead. So when you watching the actual movie, it's literally scenes. They got scenes where he done killed a girl in the woods. This girl dead. This nigga got his head kicked back smoking a joke.
Oh,
After he finished,
no.
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of time he was on. His girlfriend, they had a scene where she was like the only people he didn't kill was his girlfriend and the actual girl who got away, who was able to identify him. They had a scene where him and his girlfriend was having sex, and he tell his girlfriend, like, just play dead. She like, what? So he like,
Not
just
play dead.
Man, bitch.
He hit her.
He went out.
Oh,
But
okay.
you could see him get into the sexual act once she was like eyes closed, but that was his thing, and it's so fucked up, bro. Because you,
I don't want to laugh, but that shit.
Because the movie itself,
It's
the
fucked
movie
up.
funny as fuck.
Right.
Like, dude was like low key, but this nigga was literally like this nigga. The girl who caught him, he nigga driving in the car. That nigga told that bitch like, "Oh shit, look at Elvis." Elvis turn around and look, he slammed my head on the.
Oh no!
Wow! The bitch come up swinging.
Right.
She mixing him down in the car. He telling that bitch, "Get you crazy, stop." So, you know what I'm saying? She get out the car and flag down the 18-wheeler. That's how he ended up getting
Caught.
eventually identified.
Right.
And they show a real live scene because they end up like electrocuting him or some shit. They show the fucking real footage, dog, when it go off of like just fucking hundreds of women, dog, like out there at the jail waiting for like 12 o'clock for the actual shit to happen. Like they allow women, like people, families to go watch the shit.
Right.
That's how wild this shit was. But yeah, man, check that shit out. But
That shit crazy.
He was a dude, bro, who that was his infatuation, bro, sleeping with
Like,
fucking
So
women.
Darren-
somebody,
That's what he desired.
Yeah, play dead.
He desired
Right.
that.
So Darren Sharper wasn't gonna kill him. He just needed them to be
Yeah.
like dead.
Yeah. One of the chicks woke up, literally, like after he finished.
Yeah.
He that's how he wound up getting. One of the girls woke up after it was over, like he knocked out sleep and every fucking thing, like you know what I'm saying.
Damn.
And the girl just like, what the fuck, like like how
What
the fuck I get here?
what was that
That was his
situation?
play, you know what I'm saying. His little play. Look, let's go back to my crib right quick.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
stop and
yeah.
get something.
Yeah.
Put some shit in his drink, go with his move. That was just his play, you know what I'm saying. Like
Shit.
That's
it's
weird as
fucked up,
hell, bro. That's
know what I'm
weird
saying?
as
I want to
hell.
check that out. I want to get the info from you, B.
Dog, yeah, but that Ted Bundy shit, dog, that
Yeah.
shit.
That sounds
alright.
That
interesting.
shit
I'm gonna get
crazy,
that.
bro.
That sounds definitely.
So what's next, B?
Man. So I don't know what Tig was telling us about in this group message
Oh,
about
yeah.
Real quick,
about
Tig,
these
tell us about this.
UFOs.
UFO
Donald,
shit.
so one of the things Donald Trump did was that he signed off on whatever he signed off on, but the government has 180 days to disclose what they know about UFOs,
And they still won't.
which means that UFOs are real and something is in them flying them motherfuckers.
I'm just.
So
wanna
we
let
are
y'all
not
know.
alone. That's fact.
I am part of Men in Black.
Are you a part
Really,
of Men in
bro?
Black?
Really, bro?
So what you about to give us the lowdown? You about to let us know what's going on?
So deep in our organization.
But we are not alone. That's proven
I
fact.
never thought that we were.
Some
Proven
people
or
did.
unproven.
I was one of those people.
Oh, you thought we were
You're
alone?
Universe is too big.
Right.
And we have multiple
we-
universes, so it's this whole shit is too big to be like, yeah, it just only humans in this shit.
Yeah.
Right. But it's
Yeah.
fact now, and they coming down, and they here.
You think you can fight an
Yeah.
alien and nigga come try to check your ass? Or some
Nah.
Nah, but I'm trying to see what y'all think.
Don't be scary.
About just knowing that
shit? So you getting beat up.
you are just
So you gonna get your ass whooped.
what by alien?
Yeah. So you gonna piece off on 'em.
I mean, if they got like powers or something, but if they like regular carbon creatures, I think I could take them. I might could take one. Cause you think of the size of the thing that I seen was like real small. It looked like it was real small. So the creature
They look like that
inside
shit from
may have to be real small.
from Independence Day.
I don't know. But what y'all think about not being alone? It's official.
I've been knew we wasn't alone on some shit. And it's just too much of. I mean, you do have some bullshit stuff that be on the internet, but it's just besides there's just too much evidence of it being something. And of course, you can never trust the government. So
Right.
that's that. part. So I mean, I know we're not alone.
Yeah.
I'm not trusting no fucking
Nobody's surprised
At
that
all.
aliens
I'm not.
exist.
You know when I knew it was official when Donald Trump started the Space Force. That's when I knew it was official.
I mean,
I was like, ain't nobody about to do that, and just to do it.
I know I'm not
He's
joining.
seen something out there, huh?
God bless anybody who joined that shit.
What you think, B?
Let's see,
I got this.
B is with me.
I be having some. I guess some of my theories, some of the way I think about certain shit, I always kind of end up in a weird space because I kind of the same way I feel about religion, the same way I feel about like UFOs and shit like that. Where I feel like I be having so many questions, right? That you could just be like, man, the world, everybody else gonna eat me up because this is what we've been groomed to believe, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But in my mind, it's almost kind of like, okay, like just when you just said, like, man, they got so many other planets and all in the universe, right? Well, how you know that? You see what I'm saying? Like somebody still technically taught us or
Telling you
that there are
it's out
multiple
there. Yeah.
universes.
you know what I'm saying? Like realistically, what if Earth is really the only thing, right? Because everything that we got to tell us that is man-made.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference? You remember the little thing you used to put in your eyes and hit the little thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Well, that was somebody who developed that to make that have different visuals of what you saw. What's the difference from somebody giving you? Think about when you look through a telescope or any of that stuff, or like how you know legit
Right.
that's what's on the other side of that, right? And I used to feel like that about religion. And so I used to always be like, bro, because I don't even think we're just here by ourselves. You feel what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I be like, I don't even think motherfucker coming from nowhere else. I be feeling like some of that shit be, like the government be having taps on, like shit be here. Like when you watch certain movies, you be like, who the fuck just thought of that?
Right.
Like some of this shit, like somebody had to have evidence or, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
It-
Yeah. I feel
Need something to stimulate
Right.
that
I
thought.
be feeling like,
Yeah.
man, motherfucker, some of that shit just hit.
like Men in Black.
When you just look at, think about it, bro. When you look at some of the different animals or creatures we have on Earth, right?
The weird looking ones.
Some of that shit you look at, it only, think about it. If you didn't know, think about how weird a dog would look to you running up if you had never saw it in the book or didn't get taught about it.
Right.
A dog, I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Especially to try to get you.
You feel me?
I don't like
Right.
dogs.
You feel when you think about some of the shit we got, it's like, what's the odds of from a human life standpoint? We the only fucking thing that look like we look. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
I feel you, B. See me, the way I'm looking at it, simple as this. It's just like back in the day when people thought, like what you saying, like back in the 1700 when people thought the world was flat.
Right.
I mean, how did they know the world was flat? It was told to them that the
Right.
world was flat until people went to discover it's not flat. The
Right.
world is actually round. But my thing is, I mean, that's why I hate the media and some shit. Because the media only going to tell you things that they want you to hear and what they want you to see and believe.
Right.
But I'm telling you like this, though. Let an alien attack come to this motherfucker. We in trouble. We is not prepared.
Nigga, I
But-
come in peace.
They don't.
I don't want no
That's what the
beef.
Space Force is for. So you
Oh.
can sign up.
Man, that's new. These people been trained out there in that galaxy for our
I ain't gonna
ass.
lie, they in our shit way before we even got the technology
That's
to
what I'm
be in
saying,
their
man. They
shit.
been spying on us, peeping us out.
They here.
I feel like if there
Yeah,
are
that's what a crackhead
if
be
there
at
are
right
other
here.
species in the world, they way beyond us. That's what I think.
Yeah, because they here. We,
Mm-hmm.
I think the furthest we've been is, as far as humans, is maybe Mars. Maybe I think.
I don't even know if some
We did- we
maybe
did the
somebody
Mars
said
A
put
man never stepped
I
on
think
Mars.
they
It
put a
was,
rover or
it
something
was
like that.
Yeah, it was a machine that stepped on Mars. A man never went on Mars.
Yeah,
So
they-
just the moon, right?
Just the moon.
Just the
Right.
moon.
Okay. Well,
I don't think they trust. First
that's as
off,
far as we can make it.
going to Mars is not a. That's a fucking travel. You feel what I'm
That's the same way
that's
I
some
feel
shit.
about internet shit. Like, cuz,
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
like, you mean to tell me you'd have been able to create some fucking gas fumes or whatever it was
Right.
you took
To even
to get
I
you
don't.
the fuck way
I,
up there?
I don't even think they trust anything to have. I don't think any man trusts anything that's made here to, let's go to Mars and some shit. The moon is right outside our atmosphere and shit like that. So it's like,
It's
cool.
closer.
It's right there, blah, blah, blah. Mars, nigga? Nah.
You gotta be a different type of motherfucker.
A different type of
You
nigga.
probably gonna be gone a couple years.
Say,
It's
we're
gonna
gonna shoot you up to the moon. It's gonna take a couple days to get to that motherfucker.
Right. It's gonna be some shit like, how much I paying?
What y'all paying?
Level it out.
Cause you gotta be, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Well, 2021 and beyond, some strange shit about to go down. Trust me.
Well, be on the lookout, Ted.
I don't know.
We'll be on the
Let me
lookout
know.
for the UFO shit.
I promise you some strange shit about to go down.
Speaking of UFOs, we need a hot hand Shelly story.
So,
This is Ernest's mom.
that's my mom, right?
Yeah.
So my mom was a straight
I'm considering her fish UFOs.
So this is my all right. So this is a story about I was going to Ellender Middle School, right? So I don't know what I did. I forgot, y'all, but I just know it was required my mom to come early that morning to the school with me.
I
And
remember them.
It's never good when your mama
I
gotta
remember
go
them.
early.
but see, this is the thing. It was quiet the whole trip to the school. Quiet in the van, just riding.
That made it worse.
Right. Got there, going to the discipline office, sitting there, and out of nowhere, she just started venting out loud, like, I'm tired of your ass. Bring me to this goddamn school. Blah, 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 this and that, this and that. The office is packed, by the way. So I'm right here by her, and I'm looking at her, I'm like, man, I ain't want to say, Mama,
The
you.
school office
I ain't
really
want to
used
say,
to be
Mama, that
packed.
you loud, but it's. I'm tired of you bringing me here. Like she really.
She snapped on you.
Also snap shit, venting, not looking at nobody but straight ahead. I'm tired of you doing blah, 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 this and that. And turned around at me. I had glasses on and slapped the shit out of me. Boom! My glasses slid halfway to the discipline office, dude. His petty ass picked the glasses up and bring it to me. Oh, Mr. Roussel, I think you dropped these.
Not you
Why
dropped them.
4 tears rolling out one eye at the same time. My cousin Anthony, so messy. Roussel, yeah, from Lancashire, yeah. So Andy's so petty. Talk. He outside the office, of course. All I heard him say, man, I thought Ernest was real. His mama slide off on him in the office. His big mouth, the whole school of Elder knew what happened. Bruh, my mama hit me so hard. I felt like after that day, I was an AB student. Straight up. Like, I don't want to have good grades after this shit. Because, everybody know why. I don't want her coming back here. First off, this is it. You ain't coming back to this school. Fuck that. My mama, after that day, my mama haven't went back to from Ellen to Erin, never went to school for any discipline trouble ever after that fucking day. Hell nah. Boy, that did it for me, Ellen. Boy, the way she hit me, it was scary because she snapped and vented, and I never seen her do that shit. It was like we were just sitting down in the office, I'm seeing, everybody, and automatically, boom, I'm tired of your ass coming to bring me to this goddamn hard early in the morning. I gotta go to work, and blah, blah, blah. And then she turned around at me, boom. Hot hand Shelly never ever after that day went to any office that's concerning my ass in trouble. That was it.
I
My
had
lesson.
Shelly strikes again.
That woman
strikes
just,
again.
yeah, bro. It's all good, though. Love you, mama.
I love that. I love that. So,
Nigga said you ain't real. Nigga said I thought you wasn't real.
Like
That's
my last name
cold-blooded.
Roussel, and all the Roussels real in the world. Boy, what you think I'm going? What you think I'm going? I I don't think what Andy wanted me to do. What you want me to spray off on my mouth? Like, put my setup on? What you want me to do? I'm going toe to toe with a heavyweight. I'm sorry. I got my ass whooped. It was that.
That was that.
I lost. I mean, I should have put my setup, but hey.
Where we at?
So speaking of getting your ass whooped, we on our last and final segment, of course. What's your experience? Today, we talking about your first fight. Or whatever fight you want to tell us about.
I mean, it don't gotta be your first.
Whatever fight you want to tell us
whatever
about.
fight that you want to address that was epic or funny, whatever like that. What it was. Who won't go first? It don't matter.
I guess I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I'll talk about
my
first fight. I am non-violent. I don't really get into all that. Yeah. My first fight was actually with my cousin, of course. You know.
Who won?
I won. What you mean?
Who was the cousin?
She know who she is.
She know she got her ass whooped.
Let me tell you, my brother Devin instigated the whole thing.
Who?
My brother. He instigated.
Jerome?
No, Devin, my other brother.
Oh man.
He instigated the whole fight because I know it had something to do with nail polish. Like,
how old were you?
I guess I had to be maybe 11 or 12.
Nail polish, 11, 12, go.
Yeah, so basically it was her nail polish, but she didn't want me to paint my own nails. So, you know, I got mad about that, and I went in the living room, and I was on the phone, and then my brother was passing messages because she was in the room and I was in the living room.
Your brother.
Yeah, he was passing. Now, as an older person, I realized that none of those messages were correct.
Right.
He was just saying shit. It had nothing to do, nothing that I was saying, nothing that she was saying, until it ultimately escalated to me being like, you know, let's just do this. So, actually, what happened was, I walked in the room and I'm like, yeah, what's up, whatever. She started swinging on me. But I was like, oh, so I'm just.
First on your
yeah, she was, but I wasn't swinging back. I was just backing up, like, dodging the punches. I'm just backing. I'm like, chill out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really trying to get into it. Till she literally backed me into a corner. And the only way I was going to get out was to. Yeah. I'm like, oh, well, ran out of backup room. Had to lay it down. I'm sorry. It's just what it was. Like, you swinging on somebody, you got to be prepared to fight. And I gave her a lot of leeway on that. For real. I did. And then she backed me up.
You gonna tell me who this cousin was?
Yeah, I'll tell you afterward. And she know.
She got beat up.
She know.
What I got? Well, I didn't have buku fights, but I'm gonna tell you about one I lost.
Okay. Oh, we like that.
I'm probably gonna talk about the one they won.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about the one I lost. So this one was, I had to be in like the 5th, 6th grade or whatever. And then we were playing like this wall ball. Throw the ball at the wall, and if the player dropped the ball.
Like dodgeball.
Right,
almost.
you get to throw the ball at him, whatever. So the dude threw the ball at me, but I felt like at that time that the ball didn't hit me or whatever. So we just had like a simple disagreement. He already had hit me with the ball, but I was just trying to express to him that, like, yo, bro, like, the ball didn't touch me. You know what I'm saying? And, like, this other dude, he got in the middle of it, and he kind of like Brittany, but we was actually there. Like, we actually kind of, like, let it happen. So the dude was like just being messy, like, man, I just take it to the bathroom or whatever. So it was actually a whole nother nigga idea. We were just arguing, We were just going back and forth. It wasn't really no big deal.
That sound like that. I bet you won't knock that stick off his shoulder. Right. It was like,
well, hold your thought. Hold your thought. So we get to the bathroom or whatever, and it wasn't like that, but it was like when you push your shoulder against his shoulder, and y'all just go around in circles.
Yeah, I remember.
So I was still on that shit.
Right.
Son didn't get the memo. He wasn't on that shit. So sunlight cocked back and hit me in the nose. And like I don't know if y'all ever been hit in the nose. But like right, it cancels everything. You know what I'm saying? You can't smell, you can't see, you can't
with the routine.
You can't
and
taste.
That dude didn't know shit about it.
You can't taste
it. No, man, my daddy
shit.
told
I'm
me.
like, bro, hold on, we gotta go around in the circle a couple times before we even do this, bro.
And then
like,
push off. We ain't even push off yet.
So he hit me in the nose, and that shit like ended it. Cause all I could really do at that time was grab him and hold him for the duration of the fight. Luckily, like I had enough strength or whatever to hold son to me to where he couldn't punish me no more. So, like the dude, my nose was bloody and I had to go to the office. With a bloody nose, bro. And shout out to that dude. He taught me a lesson that day. Shout out. And I ain't never do that shit since. Man. That was like 1990 something.
He ain't going in the circle no more.
Nah, I ain't going in the circle no more, bro. We just gonna stand apart and put our dukes up.
Man,
what happened, B?
That's it.
See, B old school, man, so it's gonna be different.
Now, you know what the crazy part? The same way I done had a bunch of fights. It seemed like when I think about, I was sitting here trying to figure out one, right? Most of them been with my friends though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cause you know how it is when you playing ball every day with your friends, whether y'all best friends or not. It was gonna be just that type of shit. And one day, one of my homeboys, it was him and his brother, Mac Vince, and Mac is 6'9". That's my boy. I love him with that. So 6'9" was like on some crybaby shit back then. He was one of them dudes where take the ball and go home type shit. So it was one of them days like, I'm tired of you taking your ball and going home. So I get on 6'9" ass, going back and forth. So naturally, Mac being a big brother, so you know he's standing up for little brother. So man, me and Mac fall into a mix. We go to fighting. So we fight. Bob and Mac called me, kind of like in the nose or something. Mm-hmm. Wherever he hit me, that bitch heard it.
Right.
So listen. But when he hit me, the shit shook me up. But then Brandon jumped in, right? So when Brandon jumped in, naturally our other friends, so they stopped him from just not necessarily jumping me, but it ended up breaking up the rest of the fight up, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm happy as fuck. I'm like, bro, man, if he'd have hit me with one more of them bitches, it probably that firm, I'm talking about, it took me a while. My solar system fucked up, you know what I'm saying? But what made this shit funny was my cousins, I don't even know, two of my little cousins, they wound up catching 6'9" like the next day or something, like jumping him, right? What made it funny, they caught him on the roof. He was on like the roof of one of the houses of the project. Like, I don't know what the fuck he was doing up there. Right. To this day, I still don't know. But he was like, yeah. Man, we went climb on the roof and got it when jumped him on the fucking on the people's roof.
Right.
So that just fucked me up just to think, like, bruh. So in my mind, I'm trying to imagine he on the roof. They like, man, come down. So he's like, I ain't coming down. Right. Because we got on the roof.
Right, they like
on the roof. Like we all, like I said, we laugh about it to this day. But that was just the experience I had. I remember that shit. I'm like, bro, I'm happy Brandon jumped in, boy.
Boy.
Shit, I'm too big back. And like I said, this is like my brother.
Right.
But I'll never forget, he had a fight with another friend I was right when he hit the other friend. Bust all this shit up. And the dude wound up telling telling his mom and like, man, I think he hit me with like an umbrella handle. Remember the umbrella had that little brown handle?
Yeah.
So he was like, Mac had the shit between his hands that would bust him up. But in my mind, when I saw his face, I said to myself, yep. I can see it.
Yeah.
When Mac come hold him, my motherfucking ass. I know the bitches hurt. Yeah.
He ain't gonna break his hands.
Right. Shout out to everybody out there. Leave Mac the fuck alone. Happily married. All right. Don't bother nobody. But if he catch you with one of them fucking rights, it's over.
Leave him alone, man.
Leave Mac the fucking alone.
Overhead right.
So
works every time.
Mine was at Vocation Bible School.
No, you fighting him.
Oh, that's what most of the fights were.
Let me tell you what happened, bro. So why you giving me that look, son?
Which one? What's
Morning
church?
Star.
A Morning Star?
It's always Morning Star.
Man, let me tell you, bro. So basically, Vocation Bible School, we was in our little class, and it started over who could beat on the table best. So it was like, you know how people just beat on the table, or whatever like that. Right. So it was like, it was like, see, basically, who could beat on the table better, whatever like that. And what happened was, it wasn't even me beating on the table, but I was basically helping out for another person that I thought was better than the other person. So, this is what happened. I'm like this, doing church. At church. I'm like, you know what? Homie better than you. He ain't better than me. No, he better than you on some shit.
Y'all got into it over beating on the table?
Look, listen, bro, it was serious. That's when Drumline came out on some shit. It was serious on some shit.
You was kind of old during that time. Too old to be competing in
8th, 9th grade, some shit. All I can tell you is I'm outside and the dude was like, who I was fitting, he was like basically, you know what? Man, my son, he could whoop your ass. And I'm like, whoa. In my head, like, first off, who told you that I could fight? Secondly, who told you I wanted to fight this nigga? That's taller than me. And I think is more athletic than me in the fight. So, you know you ain't gonna be a bitch. And this is when the crowd started fighting.
Ain't gonna be no bitch.
And this is at church. The crowd came around so hood over there talking about, hit that bitch. Clapping with it. Like, clapping with it. You don't want to be a bitch doing the crowd.
This is all at church, everybody.
This is all at church on the side by the AC
keep this in
units. So I'm like dangling in my head, you know, you got the plan like, I'm gonna kick this nigga dead in his fucking knee.
That was your plan?
Punch him in the eye. Some dumb shit, right? Don't make sense though. This is when I knew I couldn't fight coordinated. Like coordinated, I couldn't fight. This is how I knew I earned this fight ain't for you. Don't do it. You crazy, yeah. But fighting, not your style. So I swung, thinking I was shy of swinging. Missed all type of shit, when I swung so hard, I twisted my body, and when my body twisted,
you look horrible.
It was horrible, but my body twisted into his fist.
Oh no!
And it was like, bing, bing.
So it was a counter punch.
Yeah, he bing, bing. Like it was.
So you was in the middle of the punch, and you missed, and he came immediately.
Like he knew this nigga is retarded. I know I could beat him.
Your momentum and his right hand collided.
Yeah. But see, VBS was full of hood niggas because it was niggas that didn't even go to our church, so you don't know what they about. So it's the point of, I don't know this nigga name, where he from, nothing, but he had VBS because that's what your grandma dropped your ass off in the summertime. She didn't want to watch your little ass, and she wants you to get Christ in you. Look like that nigga never had Christ in his life. Because the way he hit me was the devil. It was a quick beep, beep.
And that was the fight was over after that?
It was
Did he stomp you?
The Lord said it was over.
All right, Ernest.
No, it gotta be.
You had enough.
Listen,
come on.
Listen, bro. Try explaining that to everybody when y'all go back into the church. What happened? You were just on your little lunch, little recess, little break, going back into the class. Like, nigga, what happened?
The Lord called you home.
Take me to the king. I was tired. And then I had to read the Bible in front of the church that day.
Oh, no. You had things to do after getting beat.
People ripping me. Think about Vocation Bible School in number 2 weeks. I was red until we went to the pool that last day of Vocation Bible School.
I'm sorry you got whooped at church, Ernest. That's one place you would think.
Fuck that dude.
Oh, all right.
I hope he in jail. I wish everything bad for him. I swear.
He might be in jail.
Ernest, you win some.
I ain't never see that dude at the Vocation Bible School, so that don't even count as a fight.
Oh, it counts.
You win some and you lose some.
I lost that one. That's for sure, boy.
But you live. You live to fight another day.
I stopped believing in Jesus after that little while. I was like, man, Jesus ain't real.
How you let that happen?
Right, Jesus
To
would
me,
never
bro.
ever let that happen to me. Like, God damn.
Oh, you put
my
in
mama
work.
be lying.
You put in work at church, and
I actually prayed before the fight. I said, Lord, help me. Lord don't care about me.
it be like that, bro.
I was singing Kurt Franklin like Tupac. Fuck it.
He
Yo,
prayed too.
wow, Magnolia, bro.
Somebody prayers have to be answered.
You right.
Wow.
So we at the end.
Yeah,
y'all
man.
chosen,
We
bro.
definitely want to take this opportunity to thank B Savage again for coming through as
Yes,
our
sir.
special
Hey,
guest.
man,
go.
I had fun.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
we enjoyed having you on, and
Very
we hope
enjoyable.
you enjoyed yourself and you
Yeah,
felt
good time, man.
Good.
Yeah, Bacon, you always welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Always welcome back.
You
Always.
really opened up my eyes.
Yeah, I feel inspired a little bit. You know what
I
I'm
was
saying?
like, okay, yeah.
This is oral.
It's the aura.
Yeah,
You
man.
give off
Yeah.
inspirational vibes, my G.
Sugar.
That's what's up.
Did y'all catch Shivers when he walked through the door?
I don't know about Shiver.
All right,
That
man.
should be fun, man. Always
Definitely.
working, probably needing time, you know, to just, you know what I'm saying, jokes and have fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely go
Conversation.
definitely support my boy B Savage and
Yeah,
everything.
and the
he's doing.
educated in word, man.
Yes,
Definitely.
Sirski.
So we at the end.
Yeah.
Ted,
Man, what can I say? Shout out Tate.
shout out Ted.
That's his favorite thing to say,
Lady B.
man.
On the dinner side.
Yeah.
Lady B.
Man, you know, follow us on the platforms. Go like and subscribe to our YouTube page. We finally got situated on YouTube, so
Gotcha.
you know, go like and subscribe on that. Follow us on Instagram, EBL_Experience, and Facebook, we EBL Experience. You know,
Any last words?
love
B?
on us.
Man, shop BS brand tees. If you got cable right now, fuck all that.
Right.
The time to switch is now, man.
Let's go.
Yeah.
BS brand digital TV.
Here we go.
Need a haircut, need your lashes done, need your nails done, need
Let's go,
your
bitch.
braids done. Come to the Savage Hair Studio. We got you covered, man.
Let's
We
Yeah.
got you covered. 15, 30 lapel code, Sweet 24 and Sweet 25, man. Pull up on
go. Let's get it.
All right.
Definitely. And I will, you know, I've been purchasing some things.
Man,
I need a long sleeve.
appreciate you.
But definitely, y'all know what Uncle E gonna say all the time. You know, everybody love everybody, encourage everybody. Help your family, help your friends, and definitely a shout out to my cousin Christian. Rest in heaven, my love. You will always be missed, and always know that I love you, and your family love you, and please pray for the family. And as always, love y'all. Peace. Hug everybody. That's it.
And
All
hey,
right.
Grace.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Yeah.